Let me start with a question that surprises a lot of people. Why do so many individuals drink coffee every single morning yet still struggle with wrinkles, thinning skin, joint stiffness, and signs of accelerated aging even when they're eating healthy? Here's what's really going on inside your body. Collagen loss isn't just a skin problem, it's a metabolic problem. And most people are unknowingly making it worse with their morning routine. Collagen is the structural protein that keeps your skin firm, your joints resilient, and your gut lining strong. By your mid-30s, collagen production naturally declines. But what accelerates that decline isn't age alone. It's blood sugar spikes, cortisol overload, poor amino acid signaling, and liver stress. And coffee, depending on how you use it, can either amplify those problems or become one of the most powerful anti-aging tools in your day. This matters because collagen isn't cosmetic vanity, it's foundational biology. When collagen breaks down faster than your body can rebuild it, the skin wrinkles, muscles weaken, connective tissue stiffens, and recovery slows. And no cream or injection fixes the root cause if the internal signals are wrong. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of collagen like scaffolding in a building. You don't just need bricks. You need the workers, the tools, and the instructions to rebuild it every day. Most people are swallowing collagen powder without fixing the hormonal and metabolic signals that tell the body where and how to use it. That's why they see little to no results. What the research shows is that collagen synthesis depends on very specific conditions: stable insulin, adequate vitamin C, proper amino acid balance, and low chronic cortisol. Your liver plays a central role here because it regulates nutrient activation and hormone clearance. If the liver is inflamed or overburdened, collagen production quietly shuts down. In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn your daily coffee into a collagen-activating signal, not by adding something trendy, but by correcting the physiology behind skin aging. You'll learn what most people get wrong, what actually stimulates collagen at the cellular level, and how timing, pairing, and metabolism matter more than the supplement itself. Before we go deeper, let me give you a clear roadmap of where we're headed. These are the 6 science-backed insights we'll unpack step by step so you understand not just what to add to your coffee, but why it works inside the body. First, we'll look at why collagen loss accelerates after 35 and why it has far more to do with insulin, cortisol, and liver signaling than age alone. Most people blame genetics or time, but physiology tells a different story. Second, we'll break down why drinking plain coffee on an empty stomach can actually degrade collagen, increase skin thinning, and raise cortisol, especially in women and adults over 40, even though coffee itself isn't the enemy. Third, we'll explain the exact nutrient that activates collagen synthesis, not by adding collagen, but by switching on fibroblasts, the cells that build collagen, and why timing it with coffee changes absorption and hormone response. Fourth, we'll explore the vitamin amino acid synergy required for collagen formation and why taking collagen peptides without the correct coactors leads to expensive urine, not stronger skin. Fifth, we'll cover how the liver controls skin aging, detoxification, and hormone recycling, and how one small addition to coffee can reduce glycation, oxidative stress, and collagen breakdown at the same time. And finally, we'll bring everything together into a simple daily protocol: how to prepare your coffee, when to drink it, what to avoid with it, and how to stack this habit with fasting, protein timing, and sleep to support long-term skin firmness and healthy aging. Each of these points builds on the one before it. This isn't about hacks. It's about correcting signals your body has been missing for years. Here's what's really going on inside your body when collagen starts declining faster than it can be rebuilt. After about age 30 to 35, your body doesn't forget how to make collagen. It loses the signal to prioritize it, and that signal is metabolic. It's driven largely by insulin stability, cortisol levels, and liver function. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Your body is like a factory with limited energy each day. When blood sugar is unstable or stress hormones are high, the factory shifts production towards survival, glucose control, inflammation management, and detoxification. Collagen production, which is considered long-term maintenance, gets pushed to the back of the line. Now, here's where coffee comes in. Coffee itself isn't the problem. In fact, coffee contains polyphenols that can protect collagen by reducing oxidative stress. But when coffee is consumed plain on an empty stomach, especially first thing in the morning, it can sharply raise cortisol. Cortisol is a catabolic hormone, meaning it breaks tissue down. Chronically elevated cortisol accelerates collagen degradation in the skin, joints, and connective tissue. What the research shows shows is that cortisol directly inhibits fibroblasts, the cells responsible for producing collagen and elastin. So every morning, cortisol spike repeated over years quietly tells your body, don't rebuild, conserve. This is why so many people say, I take collagen, but nothing changes. The signal environment is wrong. Now here's the key insight. You don't need more collagen first. You need to lower cortisol and stabilize blood sugar at the moment you drink coffee. One of the most effective ways to do this is by adding glycine, a simple amino acid, to your coffee. Glycine plays multiple roles. First, it directly lowers cortisol and supports parasympathetic or calming nervous system activity. Second, glycine is one of the primary amino acids used to build collagen itself. And third, glycine improves insulin sensitivity, meaning your body handles glucose with less stress. When glycine is consumed with coffee, it blunts the cortisol spike and shifts the metabolic signal from breakdown to repair. This isn't theoretical. Glycine has been shown in multiple studies to reduce stress hormone output, improve sleep quality, and enhance connective tissue synthesis. It's also heavily depleted under chronic stress, which is why modern adults are often deficient without realizing it. From a practical standpoint, this means your coffee can either be a daily collagen destroyer or a collagen permission slip. If this is clicking so far, take a second to like the video and subscribe. Content like this is how we shift from chasing symptoms to fixing physiology. In the next section, I'll explain why glycine alone isn't enough and why one overlooked vitamin determines whether collagen actually gets assembled or wasted. Now, this is where most people make a critical mistake. They hear about glycine, they add it to coffee, and they expect collagen to magically appear. But collagen synthesis doesn't work like that. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Collagen isn't a single nutrient. It's a construction project, and every construction project needs three things: raw materials, workers, and tools. Glycine provides some of the raw material, but without the right tool, collagen simply doesn't get assembled. That tool is vitamin C. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you have a pile of bricks and skilled workers on site, but no cement. The bricks don't become a wall. Vitamin C is the cement. It activates the enzymes that cross-link collagen fibers, turning loose amino acids into strong, structured tissue. Physiologically, vitamin C is required for the enzymes Prolix and Lysol hydroxylase. These enzymes stabilize the collagen triple helix, the structure that gives skin its firmness and elasticity. Without vitamin C, collagen remains weak, unstable, and easily broken down. This is why sailors developed scurvy centuries ago. They weren't deficient in protein. They were deficient in vitamin C, and collagen literally fell apart. What the research shows is that vitamin C doesn't just protect collagen, it signals the body to make more of it. It upregulates fibroblast activity and reduces oxidative stress that otherwise degrades connective tissue. Now, here's the important coffee connection. Coffee, while rich in antioxidants, can deplete vitamin C slightly due to increased metabolic turnover. That means if you drink coffee daily, but don't intentionally replace vitamin C, you slowly create a bottleneck in collagen production. The solution is simple and elegant. Adding a small amount of vitamin C, either from fresh lemon, acerola powder, or a buffered vitamin C supplement alongside glycine in your coffee creates a synergistic signal. Low cortisol, stable insulin, and active collagen assembly. Timing matters here. When vitamin C is consumed with coffee after a small amount of protein or fat, absorption improves and blood sugar remains stable. This prevents the insulin spike that would otherwise shut down collagen synthesis. Practically speaking, this means your collagen coffee isn't about flavor. It's about hormonal context. One more key point: high doses are not better. Collagen synthesis responds to consistency, not mega doses. A modest daily signal beats sporadic overload every time. In the next section, we'll look at a hidden collagen killer that almost no one connects to coffee, blood sugar spikes, and glycation, and how one addition can dramatically reduce skin aging from the inside out. Now, we need to talk about the silent collagen destroyer that ages skin faster than almost anything else. And most people never connect it to their morning coffee. It's called glycation. Here's what's really going on inside your body. When blood sugar rises too quickly, glucose molecules bind to proteins, including collagen, and form stiff, brittle structures called advanced glycation, end products or ages. Think of glycation like caramelizing onions. Once the sugar sticks and hardens, flexibility is lost. Collagen becomes rigid, fragile, and prone to breaking. This is why high blood sugar ages the skin. Wrinkles deepen not because collagen disappears overnight, but because it becomes damaged and unusable. Now, here's the coffee problem. Many people drink coffee with sugar-flavored creamers or on a stressed, empty stomach, which spikes cortisol and blood glucose at the same time. That combination activation dramatically accelerates glycation. So even if you're stimulating collagen production, you're simultaneously damaging existing collagen. Let me explain this with a whiteboard-style analogy. Imagine trying to repair a road while heavy trucks are constantly driving over wet cement. That's what collagen synthesis looks like in a high-glucose environment. Repair can't keep up with damage. What the research shows is that stabilizing blood sugar is one of the most powerful anti-aging strategies, not just for skin, but for joints, blood vessels, and the brain. This is where a very specific coffee addition makes a difference. Cinnamon, particularly sun cinnamon. Cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity, slows gastric emptying, and reduces post-meal glucose spikes. Multiple studies show that cinnamon lowers fasting blood glucose and reduces oxidative stress, both of which directly protect collagen. When cinnamon is added to coffee, it doesn't just improve flavor, it changes the metabolic response. Blood sugar rises more slowly, insulin stays controlled, and glycation is reduced. That means collagen you already have stays flexible and functional. Here's the key insight most people miss. You don't age because collagen stops forming. You age because collagen is damaged faster than it's repaired. By combining glycine, vitamin C, and cinnamon in your coffee, you're doing three things at once: lowering cortisol, activating collagen synthesis, and protecting collagen from sugar damage. This is how you think like functional medicine, not isolated nutrients, but stacked signals. If this is helpful, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. I share content like this every day to help you understand your body at this deeper root cause level. In the next section, we'll talk about the organ that quietly controls skin aging more than any cream or supplement ever could, the liver, and how your coffee can either burden it or support it. Now, we need to talk about an organ that almost never gets mentioned in skincare conversations. Yet, it may be the most important regulator of collagen and aging in the entire body, the liver. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Your liver is responsible for activating nutrients, clearing excess hormones, recycling antioxidants, and neutralizing toxins. If the liver is overloaded or inflamed, collagen production slows, not because you lack nutrients, but because your body is stuck in cleanup mode. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. If your house is on fire, you don't renovate the kitchen. You put out the fire. That's exactly what your body does. When the liver is stressed, it shifts energy away from repair, including skin, joints, and connective tissue. Now, here's where coffee becomes incredibly interesting. Coffee in its natural form is actually liver protective. Research consistently shows that coffee consumption is associated with reduced liver fibrosis, lower inflammation, and improved detox enzyme activity. But, and this is critical, what you add to coffee determines whether it helps or harms liver function. One of the biggest liver stresses tied to aging skin is excess estrogen and inflammatory byproducts that aren't cleared efficiently. These compounds increase collagen breakdown and water retention in tissues, leading to puffiness, sagging, and loss of firmness. This is where collagen-supportive coffee becomes liver-supportive coffee. Adding glycine helps the liver conjugate toxins and bile acids. Glycine is a key component of phase 2 liver detoxification, the stage where toxins are bound and safely excreted. Without enough glycine, detox slows, inflammation rises, and collagen degradation increases. Vitamin C supports glutathione recycling, your body's master antioxidant. Glutathione protects collagen from oxidative damage and allows fibroblasts to function efficiently. When glutathione is depleted, collagen breaks down faster than it's rebuilt. And cinnamon. It reduces fatty liver signaling by improving insulin sensitivity. Less insulin resistance means less fat stored in the liver and a liver that's free to focus on regeneration instead of storage. Here's the key takeaway. When your liver is supported, collagen production becomes automatic. You stop forcing it. From a practical standpoint, this means avoiding coffee additives that burden the liver, artificial sweeteners, flavored syrups, low-quality seed oil creamers, and choosing additions that reduce oxidative load instead of increasing it. This is why some people see dramatic skin improvement simply by simplifying their coffee and supporting liver pathways. In the next section, I'll show you exactly when to drink this collagen-supportive coffee, who should avoid it on an empty stomach, and how to stack it with fasting or protein timing for maximum benefit. Now, let's talk about timing, because even the right ingredients can work against you if they're used at the wrong moment. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Collagen synthesis is not constant throughout the day. It's tightly regulated by cortisol rhythms, insulin sensitivity, and circadian biology. In simple terms, your body is either in repair mode or survival mode, and coffee timing decides which one you activate. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your hormones like traffic lights. In the morning, cortisol is naturally higher to wake you up. That's normal. But if you stack coffee on top of that cortisol spike without any buffering signal, you push the system into red, stress breakdown, and collagen loss. This is why drinking coffee immediately upon waking completely fasted is problematic for many people over 35, especially women. It amplifies cortisol before the body has stabilized blood sugar, which suppresses fibroblast activity and collagen repair. What the research shows is that collagen synthesis improves when insulin is stable and cortisol is controlled, not eliminated, just controlled. This leads us to a simple but powerful protocol. The ideal timing for collagen-supportive coffee is 30 to 90 minutes after waking. Once cortisol has naturally begun to fall, at this point, adding glycine and vitamin C doesn't fight your biology. It works with it. If you practice intermittent fasting, here's the nuance most people miss. A small metabolic signal does not ruin collagen or fat adaptation. In fact, glycine and vitamin C are not insulin spiking in meaningful amounts. They actually improve insulin sensitivity and support fat metabolism when used correctly. However, if you are under high stress, experiencing hair thinning, poor sleep, or deep wrinkles appearing rapidly, your body is signaling that fasting plus coffee may be too aggressive. In those cases, adding a teaspoon of collagen peptides or a small amount of healthy fat alongside your coffee creates a safety signal that allows repair to occur. This isn't weakness, it's metabolic intelligence. If this timing insight is helpful, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you personalize health strategies instead of forcing trends onto your body. One more key point to repeat for clarity. Collagen responds to signals, not force. Timing is a signal. In the next section, we'll bring everything together into a simple daily coffee protocol. Exactly what to add, what to avoid, and how to turn this into a long-term anti-aging habit that supports skin, joints, and longevity. Now, let's bring everything together into a simple, repeatable daily protocol. Because knowledge only matters if it turns into action. Here's what's really going on inside your body. When habits work, your biology responds best to consistency, simplicity, and safety signals. When a habit feels supportive rather than stressful, your nervous system allows repair. That's when collagen rebuilding actually accelerates. So, let's build a coffee ritual that sends the right message. First, start with quality coffee. Organic mold-tested coffee matters more than most people realize. Toxins like mycotoxins quietly increase liver burden and oxidative stress, which directly break down collagen. Clean inputs create clean signals. Second, never drink coffee as a standalone stressor if you're over 35 or already showing signs of collagen loss. Instead, turn it into a buffered metabolic signal. Here's the core stack. Glycine, about 2 to 3 g. Vitamin C, a small amount from lemon juice, acerola, or a buffered supplement. Ceylon cinnamon, a pinch, not a spoonful. This combination lowers cortisol, activates collagen-building enzymes, stabilizes blood sugar, and protects existing collagen from glycation. Optional additions depending on your body. A teaspoon of collagen peptides if you're under stress, training hard, or fasting aggressively. A small amount of healthy fat if coffee triggers anxiety or crashes. What to avoid is just as important. Sugar, flavored syrups, artificial sweeteners, seed oil creamers, drinking coffee immediately upon waking. Now let me repeat the most important point for retention. This protocol doesn't work because it adds collagen. It works because it restores the internal conditions that allow collagen to be built and protected. Think of this as teaching your body that it's safe to invest in long-term structure. Again, if you stay consistent with this ritual, most people notice improvements in skin texture, joint comfort, digestion, and sleep within a few weeks. Not because of magic, but because physiology finally aligns. Let's step back and summarize what actually matters. Collagen loss isn't random. It's not just age, and it's not something that happens on the surface. It's driven by cortisol overload, blood sugar instability, liver stress, and missing nutritional signals. When those systems are out of balance, the body shifts into survival mode, and collagen becomes expendable. What you learned today is that your daily coffee can either reinforce that stress signal or reverse it by lowering cortisol with glycine. Activating collagen enzymes with vitamin C, protecting existing collagen with blood sugar control, and supporting the liver's detox pathways. You change the internal message your body receives every single morning. And that message is simple. It's safe to repair. This matters not just for smoother skin, but for joints, gut integrity, metabolic health, and longevity. Collagen is infrastructure, and infrastructure determines how well you age. Here's your challenge. Try just one change starting tomorrow. Adjust the timing, add glycine, remove sugar, and pay attention not just to your skin, but to your energy, focus, and recovery. Your body gives feedback quickly when the signals are right. If this video added value, like the video and subscribe to join a community of people optimizing their health naturally without medication, fear, or extremes. Because real anti-aging isn't about fighting your body. It's about finally